G'day, it's Pete here and I'm back for the Day 3 report from the 2019 World Championship over in Wuhan. And today what I wanted to do is talk about what matches are on BBO, go over some of the results that happened yesterday, and then I got an interesting hand that was played by Nabil Edgerton in the first match of Day 3. So today the overall results, not fantastic. We sort of moved back into the peloton, so we need a couple of better days, but there were some good things that came out of it. But first of all, on BBO, we've got no one on BBO for the morning match. For the 1:30 match, which is 3:30 in eastern states of Australia and 5:30 in New Zealand, we've got the Australian seniors versus USA 2, which looks like it should be a really interesting match to watch. And then at 4:30 we have the New Zealand seniors playing Norway, and my match of the day is the Australia versus New Zealand grudge match in the Open. So that one should be really interesting to watch. So that's 4:30 local time, 6:30 in the eastern states of Australia, and 8:30 over in New Zealand. So keep an eye out for that. Go watch that one. Should be a great match to actually watch. Anyway, let's jump in and look at the results. So again, we've just finished round 9. We're moving up to round 10 through 12. If you want to watch the running scores, Bermuda Bowl is the Open, Venice Cup is the women's, Diorsi Trophy is the seniors, and then there's the mixed team. This is the best spot just to find them once you get to the results page here. So in the mixed, there was only one win today, and that was Australia versus India. We had a really strong win. We won by 19, but again, we're just back in the peloton. Most of the teams are sort of back in that bunching there, so we'll need a few good days just to press up into that top 8 again. Then in the seniors, unfortunately this was winless. Both teams struggled today. So Australia, which was right up there, dropped back a bit and is back in the peloton. In the women's here, there was a bunch of wins. Australia beat South Africa by 4 and Sweden by 1, so a couple of narrow wins there for them. The New Zealand women had a small loss against USA 2 by only 2 imps, and they had a good win against Pakistan by 33, so they had a reasonable day there. And in the Open, we had a reasonable day. Australia beat Israel by 8 and Egypt by 6, but unfortunately had a costly loss in the final match, which bumped them down a bit, so they dropped to 10th. And the New Zealand Open are starting their recovery day. They had a big win over Guadeloupe by 45, and they also beat Canada by 14 and had a smallish loss to China. So they're starting their recovery process, getting back up into that grouping. Anyway, let's look at my hand of the day. So for my favorite hand of the day, this one was played by Nabil Edgerton, and they got to 3 no trumps when South opened 2 diamonds, which I believe is weak both majors. And here I wanted to talk about the play in the spade suit, which is pretty interesting, and the sort of flow-on effects there, and the information you have from the bidding, but also another subtle inference that you can actually use to pick this up. So they got to 3 no trumps, and they led a club, which the king dropped the queen there. And if you count Nabil's winners, he's got 1 club already, but in total he can get 3 clubs, including that king, 3 hearts. He can't actually get 4 hearts because the ace of hearts is blocked. He could overtake the heart, but he knows they're not breaking. And 1 spade and 1 diamond. So he's got 8 tricks, and he needs to get an extra one. Now, the play in the spade suit, he could lead low to the ace of spades and low up towards the queen 10, hoping North has either the king or the jack there, working out which one he wants to do. Or if he thinks South has the king of spades, he can lead the queen of spades now, and if South covers, he can win the ace and then just set up the jack there. Set up the 10 there. So with the bidding, running the queen of spades is a lot better. But another subtle inference that I wanted to highlight here is what happened in the club suit. So here with the club, with South only having 1 club, it makes it a lot more likely they have long spades, regardless of the bidding. So that would sway you to playing South for the king of spades and running the queen there. So here the fact that clubs are 6-1 means that North is more likely to be short in spades and South is more likely to be long in spades. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. If you just had to play the spade suit just by itself, and you had no other information, leading up to the ace and then up towards the queen 10 is a better decision there, because South could have a singleton king or a singleton jack. Whereas running the queen doesn't work if North has a singleton king. So those fringe cases, it doesn't actually pick up there. So here, Nabil had the bidding as well. The clubs confirmed it, I believe. And he now ran the queen of spades. And at this stage, a lot of people might think that they've got just 3 hearts, 4 if they break 3, 3. And that's basically it to the hand. But Nabil wanted to try and put the pressure on the opponents and potentially squeeze them. And to do that, it's best to try and lose a trick. So lose the tricks until you've only got 1 left to lose. So here he tried to just duck a diamond. So he played a diamond to the 10. And North didn't want to use up their entry first because that was their only entry. They wanted that for after their clubs were good. So they actually ducked that. So Nabil got to score a trick with ace-10 third opposite 7 doubleton. And now he came up with a surefire plan to not lose a trick. He ducked a club at this stage. And that one with North, and they just returned a club. And here, South trying to, I have to hold on to Queen Jack X of diamonds. I have to hold on to King Jack Doubleton spade. So they now actually abandoned hearts. They didn't need to hold on to their diamonds here, but they didn't know that based on the play. So here they abandoned a heart. So now that was an extra trick, and Nabil's up to 11 tricks at this stage. So got 2 extra tricks out of this one. It's a really cool one. I wanted to talk about the fringe cases in the spades, the information there, and not just giving up, playing for that little bit of extra there. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this day 3 report, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.